Can you grow tomatoes using seeds from a supermarket tomato? Watch this before you try it yourself. You might save money on tomato seeds, but is the tomato juice worth the squeeze? But first, let's look at what happened when I bought some normal-looking tomatoes from a supermarket. A few days later, when I cut one of these tomatoes open, I got a surprise. Take a look. They're germinated tomato seeds. This growth of sprouted tomato seeds is known as Vivipary, live birth. It usually happens when the tomatoes are stored wrong, or if the tomato is too ripe. But as a plant scientist, there was only one thing left to do here: try to grow these sprouting tomato seeds. Like the horror show this risked becoming, I decided to divide my forces. I split up the sprouting seedlings into two groups. For the first group, I tried planting a slice of the tomato seeds, like in those viral videos, just to see what happens. For the second group, I carefully lifted some of those individual germinated seeds out of the tomato. Then I planted them into a seedling potting mix. So, how about that tomato slice you saw earlier? In the first few weeks, the young seedlings growing from the slice kept wilting and dying. And fast forward a month, the seedlings that did survive were far too crowded. So planting a tomato slice is one viral trend you can skip. Back to those individual germinated seeds, some healthy little tomato plants from those sprouting viviparous seeds. Yes, viviparous is a word. As they grew bigger, I selected 2 of these tomato plants to grow on in my greenhouse. These 2 tomato plants were incredibly healthy. See these strong, thick stems and bright green leaves. You can see plenty of flowers and masses of developing fruit. It was all looking promising. Or was it? By sunny July, I had the first tomatoes to pick from my supermarket sprouted seedlings. So far, so good. However, this is where it all went a bit wrong. Remember those original sprouted tomatoes from the supermarket? They were a variety called Capricia. Now, some very quick science. Capricia is an F1 tomato. F1 tomatoes are hybrids created by crossing 2 pure parent lines. These F1 offspring, in this case Capricia, are all genetically similar. So every Capricia plant grows consistent, tasty fruit. But if you, as a gardener, try to grow the seeds from F1 plants, such as Capricia, the next generation of offspring, known as F2 plants, will be very unpredictable. A wild child genetic lottery of good and bad tomatoey traits. Unfortunately, the F1 Capricia parent tomatoes sired F2 children that proved capricious. Yes, my F2 tomato plants were strong-growing, disease-free, and high-yield, but they failed at the final and most important hurdle, the fruit. Hard, dry, spongy, and worst of all, bland. These pristine-looking pomodoros looked the part, but they spectacularly failed the tomato taste test. Such a disappointment. So yes, this experience was quite fun, but was it worth doing? Unfortunately, here, the juice was not worth the squeeze. So, to guarantee tasty tomatoes, only save seeds from heirloom, open-pollinated, non-F1 tomato varieties, like you can see here. These will grow predictable offspring. Wishing you healthy plants and happy gardening.